Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. You have arrived in Vicksburg with me here in Vicksburg, Mississippi. I want to show you really quick across what I'm looking at here. It's none other than the Yazoo River. And on the other side of the Yazoo, we're looking over into Louisiana. The Yazoo is named after a Native American tribe. It flows down into the Mississippi, and it actually forms a part of the border of the Mississippi Delta, sometimes called the Yazoo Basin or the Yazoo Delta. So kind of interesting. I've learned this all very, very recently. And I wanted to walk along, just kind of give you a feeling of what the waterfront down here in Vicksburg looks like, because it's pretty interesting. This here is the Civil War Battlefield Museum, I believe, although I have not gone in because I've arrived a little bit too late for that. We've got some train track, and we're going to head down over towards the Yazoo and walk along and look at these murals, which are really cool and quite famous, apparently. So, now you guys are watching this, and it might feel live to you, but it's not. It's a recording. I have recorded this for you the night before I'm showing it to you, but strangely enough, I will be with you when you are watching it live. This is the Riverfront Mural project that we're looking at. The Vicksburg Riverfront Mural project was launched on October 2001, an effort to beautify Vicksburg's riverfront by painting murals of the city's flood wall, on the city's flood wall. The themes explore significant events, people, and places from the community's past. So, the first mural was unveiled in April 2002, and 31 of them followed. So, let's take a peekaboo along the way. I recognize that building. I believe that is none other than the governor's mansion in Jackson, not too far away. Been the governor's mansion, I think, since 1873, if I recall. Not sure what that is. It looks pretty. Here we go. It's cool right now. It's rained earlier on today, and I am walking through some grass, which has a wet feeling on my flip-flops. But I figured I'd walk along here and show you just some of these murals. Oh, look at this. There's plaques telling me what these things are. That makes a lot of sense. Take a look. Plaque. Boom. But I'm not going to read each of these plaques. I just wanted to show you the murals because I thought they were pretty, and that it would be fun for you guys to come along with me and see the very end of the sunset down here by the Yazoo River. That's pretty cool. Now, why do you think there is a pirate here? That's weird. I think it's the only pirate along this entire mural. Let's hope that this isn't the only black lady along the entire mural. That would be a strange coincidence. This looks like it's probably either the Yazoo or the Mississippi. Let's see, two bridges at sunset. Probably one of the most picturesque views of Vicksburg is out of the two bridges over the Mississippi River. So there it goes. That is Mississippi, the mighty Mississippi. And here it looks like someone's reenacting a little Sherlock Holmes, but it's probably not that. Gold in the Hills, the longest continually running melodrama in the world, began with modest roots on March 28th, 1936, by Julia Arnold on a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers barge. So that's what that was going on there. This one looks like some hardship happened. It's the 1953 Vicksburg tornado. On a balmy Saturday afternoon in the winter of 1953, a tornado etched a path of destruction from Vicksburg's waterfront through downtown into a northeast residential area. Not good. And here we head to our next There's some gigantic bugs flying around, by the way. If you catch one of these guys, yeah, they're big. The Vicksburg Garden Clubs and Planters Hall. That's what this is. Vicksburg's first garden club was founded by Hester Craig Flowers in 1931 to further the interest in home flower gardens and general beautification of the city. Pretty cool. Yeah, by 1943, membership had grown so much to a point that the members were divided into 12 clubs. Amazing. And here, how about this? Why don't we play a game? I will guess what the mural is before I actually read the plaque. I'm going to say this is a preacher who has successfully rounded up and penned all of the town people. He's got them all in a pen because they are Catholics, maybe? And he has figured out that he can actually sell Catholics to this guy in exchange for Bibles. And actually, it is the founding of Vicksburg and Methodism. Methodism played a formative role in the founding of Vicksburg and Warren County. In 1799, the Reverend Tobias Gibson, a circuit rider in the Mississippi Territory, established the Hopewell Congregation in Warren County. I was wrong. All right, I have a better sense of this one over here. Clearly, this guy is a canoe builder. And he is harvesting wood for his canoes. Logging on the river, one of Vicksburg and Warren County's great natural resources, is its hardwood forest, or was its hardwood forest. Right? That's how logging works. Yeah, not a canoe guy. He's just a logger. Still, it's cool. All right, here we've got. This is a beautiful building, whatever it is. I'm really excited to find out what it actually is. I guess it is, let's see, inside this yard, you've got lots of men and boys wearing white shirts. I think I see a Jesuit priest in the background too. I'm going to say, and there's a cross up there. Yeah, this has got to be like a Jesuit school. Women aren't inside because they're not, allowed to learn. Am I close? Let's see. Brothers of the Sacred Heart. Yeah, known for the strict discipline and demand for diligent work, the Brothers of the Sacred Heart took charge of the education of Vicksburg's Catholic young men when they arrived at St. Aloysius Academy on the corner of First North and Grove Streets in 1879. Well, here you go. Oh, yeah, giveaway. I should have seen that, guys. That must be the Sacred Heart symbol right up there. Yeah. All right, my bad. All right. Here we have a riverboat, Sprog riverboat. I'm going to say, I'm just going to read it. It's the steamer Sprog, the largest, most powerful stern-wheel towboat ever launched. The steamer Sprog. How about that? Here looks like just a gorgeous, I'm going to say men and women together. Women look very collegiate. It must be like some sort of university or college or something like that. Let's see what it says. Whoop, Chris, get out of the light. The Car School. Car School was designed in the Tudor Gothic style by William Stanton, a well-known architect who had designed many religious, public, and commercial and residential buildings across Mississippi. The school was built in 1924 by the E.G. Parrish Construction Company of Jackson, Tennessee. That building only cost $220,000 when it was built. Back in the good old days. Things were cheap. And what do we have here? Oh boy. This doesn't look great. Flooding, maybe? Is there a flood happening? Looks like a lot of people are not having a great time. Clearly pre-COVID, no masks. Let's see. The nation's most destructive flood. Yeah, there it is. Torrential rains in the fall of 1926 and spring of 1927 set the stage for one of our nation's worst natural disasters. Yeah, no fun joking about things that suck like that. So no funny stories for me on that one. Cotton America's king greets America's president. Let's see, it says, welcome President McKinley. I'm not sure I remember when McKinley was president, but yeah. There's something about this particular mural, just something about it, which I'm not feeling great about. Let's see what it reads. President McKinley visits the land of cotton. When William McKinley, the 25th President of the United States, 1897 to 1901, visited our city on May 1st, 1901, cotton was king in Vicksburg and Warren County, as is evidenced by this arch of cotton bales, each weighing about 450 pounds, that greeted him and his wife. Yeah, I could have guessed that this was from an earlier time, like in the 1860s or 50s. But nope, the clothing, of course, would have told us it's later than that, just not the African Americans positioned all around the cotton bales. That wasn't the giveaway. All right, this looks good. This is like gotta be blues related for sure, because I have also read that Yazoo, on the other side of this wall, is home to, or often claimed to be home to, the blues. And I'm not talking about the blues and the grays, I'm talking about the music. The blues are the roots, the rest are the fruits, said Willie Dixon. Famed musician and prolific songwriter Willie Dixon was born in Vicksburg in 1915. That's Willie Dixon. He moved to Chicago, taking with him an appreciation of African field songs, gospel, blues, and country music. There you go, Willie Dixon. I'm definitely going to check out some Willie Dixon on Spotify as I continue my drive. All right, it's starting to get a little chilly. I'm no longer getting mural descriptions here, although I do like this one a lot. Different than the rest. Feels much more kind of artistic and less sort of racially confusing. It's better here. Let's see if I can get in and read a little bit of it for you. This mural by Vicksburg artist Martha Ferris was the first to be painted along the flood wall. Oh, this is the first one. In a lyrical and playful fashion, it recognized three vital arteries feeding Vicksburg's diversity: the river, the railroad, and the highway. Oh, I'm so glad that the highway made it onto this. It's a beautiful mural. Oops. Shade on the mermaid. Okay, very cool. Hi there. Hello. All right, so we're going to go to the other side and just take a better look at the Yazoo here. We can see sort of a sense of how the floodwaters here have been a hassle for folks, as evidenced by that mural back there. Looks like, yeah, a fair amount of floodwater in the 1920s. But 2011, water came pretty high. I would be underwater right now, if you guys can imagine that. Let's just see. All right, here's Chris again. And yeah, 1927 would have been okay, but 2011, underwater. Enough of that. Let's take a look at this gorgeous sunset that's happening here. How important Vicksburg was during the Civil War, and how this Yazoo River here goes down and feeds into the mighty Mississippi, making Vicksburg so strategically important to both sides during the Civil War. But right now it's just a peaceful, beautiful river. Feels very slow moving, although I've heard, of course, that the Mississippi can speed up quite a lot. Not this tributary here. Looks pretty calm, at least when there aren't massive rains. Looks really pretty, really serene. Oh gosh, it's really peaceful here, guys. There's not a lot of people. The people that are here they're not stressed out. It's quite nice. Vicksburg. It's like a cool evening, but with like a warm, slight breeze. which is going to be weird for you guys because many of you are going to watch this as if it's playing live during the morning. My plan is to show it to you first thing tomorrow morning before I head out to the Vicksburg battlefield area, and then head to Jackson, which is only about an hour to the east of here. Head back to Jackson, actually, where I will join up with Jane Jones, and she's going to give me a lovely tour of Jackson, which I'm really looking forward to. For those of you who caught the live stream earlier on, when I just kind of brushed through there, stunning hodgepodge mix of architecture, which we know a lot more about now, thanks to Katrina Horning's fantastic architecture tour that we did in New Orleans on Sunday. So, gosh, look at that sky, huh? I just want to get out of the way. I don't want to be part of this. I just want you guys to catch that, how beautiful it looks. So peaceful. Really pretty. Okay. Oops. Come on, Chris. Get your fingers pressing the buttons, right? Better. All right. Should we do the rest of this mural walk? It's only a little bit. Let's just walk along it for a second so you guys can get a feeling for what it is. This is pretty cool. I guess that's like an animal ferry. You can see a horse there, and this guy's kind of paddling along, telling us about the history of the river. These guys look like they're up to no good. What are they doing? Let's see. Oh, it's Teddy Roosevelt. There's Teddy. I recognize him from the documentary movie The Night at the Museum. Oh, there he is. Teddy Roosevelt on a bear hunt. Sorry about the shadow, guys. Passing through. The lights now are on the wrong side here. Oh, I wonder if I can jump around. Might be too late. I recognize this as being downtown Vicksburg because I drove by this to get down to the water, actually. That's pretty neat. I've actually seen this modern day just about 20 minutes ago. Now you guys get to see it olden day. I do too, so pretty neat. Washington Street, yeah, Vicksburg Commercial Center. Ugh, God, me and my shadow. And here, crossing the Mississippi. Prior to the construction of a bridge in 1930 across the Mississippi River at Vicksburg, train cars crossed to Louisiana on ferries for trains. Ah, cool. Look at that. That is right there a ferry for a train. How neat. It's a train coming off of the ferry boat. Wow, very cool. Yep. I recognize this next one as a memorial monument rotunda at the Vicksburg National Military Park, which I have not actually seen in person yet, but I've seen in pictures, and we will see it together if I can live stream from there tomorrow. If I can't live stream, it's going to be a video like this one as well, but with me still live with you guys on the chat, maybe even in a box in the corner. And what do we have here? I think CocaCola was invented in Vicksburg, or at least, let's see. It says Joseph Beidenharm, and the first bottling of Coca-Cola. Yeah, on a summer day in 1894, Joseph Beidenharm, a candy merchant and soda fountain operator, had an idea that would reshape the soft drink industry. He took the popular fountain beverage Coca-Cola, put it in bottles, and delivered it to the rural areas outside of Vicksburg. I'm just curious if at any point it mentions the fact that original Coca-Cola also had cocaine in it. Nope. They left that out of the description. I cannot imagine why. You guys know why Coca-Cola is so sweet? It's because there's so much sodium in it. It's so salty designed that way to keep you drinking it, because when drinking salt, you're getting dehydrated. And they've got to put in that sugar to cover up the salt, or else you'd taste like you're drinking salt water. New beginnings and lasting legacies from the earliest settlers to Vicksburg. From the earliest settlers to Vicksburg, African Americans have made significant contributions to social, educational, religious, economic, and political progress. Vicksburg was home to Hiram Rhodes Revels, the first African American U.S. Senator. Oh my goodness. The first president of Alcorn State University and pastor of Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church, the first AME church in Mississippi, the home of the first African American Masonic Lodge in the state, Campbell College. Basically, it's singing the praises of African American heritage here in Mississippi. Imagine the first African American. Imagine that Hiram Rhodes Revels, the first African American senator from Mississippi. Imagine he was elected after the Emancipation Proclamation and before Reconstruction. Probably took away a lot of the rights of black men to vote in. Actually, look at this. Hiram Rhodes. It says he was the first African American U.S. senator. Period. So wow, that's pretty amazing. Unfortunately, in U.S. politics, it's why we always say, like, the first African American elected official in this position since Reconstruction, because a lot of the progress from the Emancipation Proclamation was rolled back, unfortunately, in the Reconstruction era, much to our country's demise. Giant bug! Get off! Oh my God, that thing was huge. Oh my God, it's back! Okay, Sisters of Mercy. The Sisters of Mercy have committed to the health and education and spiritual healing of the residents of Vicksburg. Here they are, hard at work. Yep, good for them. Uh-oh, this is bad news one. The Sultana. I read about this guy already. The Sultana's last voyage. This is an awful story. The Sultana, which was a side-wheel steamboat built in Cincinnati in 1865, was 260 feet long and designed to carry only 376 people along with its cargo. But on April 24th, 1865, the Sultana docked in Vicksburg to pick up Union soldiers recently released from Confederate prisons. These guys were prisoners of war who had been released. They'd survived these prisons, and the Sultana made several stops along its northward journey up the Mississippi when it was 7 miles north of Memphis in the early morning hours on April 27th. 3 of the 4 boilers exploded. Over 1,700 people were killed in the explosion and the fire that followed in the swift floodwaters of the Mississippi. This accident is said to be the worst maritime disaster in American history. Sultana. There were also actually not just those soldiers. There were 200 civilians on that boat as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, every life is precious, but interesting. All right, we're coming up to the last 5 murals here. This one here is clearly documenting Civil War fights, and it looks like an ironclad in there, the Battle of Vicksburg and the Mississippi and the Yazoo here. We're going to talk enough about the Confederacy and the Civil War tomorrow, so let's hold on. Which tomorrow might be today for you guys, but it's tomorrow for me. Here is the selection of a president on February Day in 1861 as Jefferson and Verena Davis were pruning roses in the lawn of Breerfield, their home south of Vicksburg. A messenger arrived informing Davis that he had been elected president of the Confederate States of America. So this must be our good man, here, Jefferson Davis. Yep. Can't say that he was exactly depicted as a hero up in Connecticut, where I grew up in the U.S. You know what I've done here, guys? I've actually gone backwards in time, haven't I? I started at what looked like a very recent picture of a governor, and now I've gone all the way back. And this is an early exploration of Fort Nogales. The Spanish were the first Europeans in 1541 to discover what is today called Fort Hill, the second highest spot between Memphis and New Orleans. So some early exploration happening here. How good is this low light camera, by the way? It's looking pretty solid. And here it looks like we're gonna get to like actually the first people that were here, I imagine. Well, it's saying prehistoric settlement in Warren County. Prehistoric? Does it count as prehistoric if the people who wrote the history were killed and their history destroyed, and therefore it's prehistoric? Maybe it's... I'm not going to say it's prehistoric. I'm going to say that these Native Americans did actually keep a history. It was largely an oral history, and if they hadn't been slaughtered, then they would be telling that history today, many of them still. Instead, we hear their history just through the naming of the rivers, named after them, those people who are no longer here. The Yazoo tribe, for instance, in the Yazoo River. Sorry to be down on that. I thought for a long time growing up that I was a Native American myself, because my mom told me that I was. Turned out not to be true. Thank you, Ancestry.com. All right. Didn't stop me from putting Native American on a couple of applications. Anyway, I did that only thinking that I really was. Only to discover, a bit misled. It turns out my mom wasn't misled either. My grandmother misled my mom. And yeah. And so goes the Cascade. Welcome to the Vicksburg Riverfront Murals. Yep, definitely came the wrong direction on this. But you guys got to enjoy that and catch a little bit of a sunset. And we'll do one last quick turn around here so you can just see now what the riverfront down by Vicksburg looks like now that the lights have come on and the streets are a little quieter. Kind of like, yeah, it's pretty. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this pre-recorded live stream. It was live when I recorded it, right? But just not live right now for you. And really appreciate it, you guys showing up for a second to watch this. The reason why I'm doing this is because you're going to have a live stream of the Vicksburg Military Memorial and Battlefield National Park. If I can live stream it. If not, it'll be pre-recorded as well. We're definitely having a live stream at 2 o'clock today, Tuesday, 2 o'clock local time, 3 o'clock Eastern time, of Jackson, Mississippi, where we meet up with the lovely Jane Jones of More Than a Tourist for that wonderful tour. So see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. Bye. And pause and stop.